Hello, welcome back to my channel. As you know, I'm Sachi the Scorpio, and this is part 2 for the SEX Er0tika series for the month of May. So if you are Aries through Virgo, please check the first video. I do suggest to watch your sun, moon, and rising. So the intro is in the first video, but let us just go right to Libra. So, my dear, lovely, lovely Libras, let's see what can we do to boost your sexual energy for the month of May. Hermit. Wow, so this is about turning your sexual energy inward and focusing on yourself. So, you know, using your sexual energy for more masturbatory reasons rather than giving it to someone else, which I know as a Libra can be a difficult thing because, you know, Libra ruling the 7th house is all about the one-on-one partnerships and is about very much how you balance your own energy in relation to someone else. And that's one of the most beautiful things about you, is that you can really balance out anyone, you know, that you're in a relationship with. It's absolutely beautiful. But sometimes it is important for us to turn our sexual energy inward and focus on like how we can give ourselves our own pleasure. And I feel like in the month of May, that is very much an important lesson for you, is to look inward, which, you know, going in the hermit mode is very much finding the light within us and, you know, figuring out, you know, why we need to take this sort of solitary journey. So there is something in your sexual energy that you need to explore by yourself. Awesome. Interesting. All right, let's see what can help Libra go on this journey. What's the earth spirit that can help Libra? Oh, I wanted to fly out. Yeah, river using movement. Like that wanted to like... So yeah, movement. There's some sort of physical movement, and maybe, you know, I don't know if you've been stagnant for a while, maybe in quarantine or something like that. You haven't been on a walk or on a run or even exploring or, you know, just anything where you've kind of been stagnant during this time. And I feel like if you don't have an active partner, or maybe you do and you haven't really been wanting to, you know, interact with them, it's very much a movement-based thing where you know, go to the river. And here we have, like, this is a very similar energy. Look, the hermit is here at the water with the mountains, and here we have the mountains and the water. So it's very much, you know, like understanding the difference between movement and the hermit, of like when it's a good time to, you know, keep it to yourself and when is a good time to move. If you are in an area where you can spend time near the water in the mountains, very much that's very clear for you to go there and kind of collect your thoughts, you know, while you're in that space. So okay, Libras, I hope that you got what you needed. Please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more that I can send back to you. And I hope to see you again for the next reading. Mwah. Scorpios, I am feeling you guys. I know yes. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. I know you're all feeling it. So let's see what can help the sexual energy for my fellow Scorpios during the month of May. One of water in reverse. So this is very much about getting over, like getting out of your own emotions and like perhaps finding somebody else or getting a little bit more emotionally invested in someone where it's not just, you know, the emotional little titty. It's not just a little, you know, one little emotional boobie being shown. There's very much about not feeling alone in the emotional world. What else? Yeah, the 2 of water, exactly what I said. So getting into an emotional situation with someone else, but not that it's predatory in terms of communication. So I think, you know, getting in the waters with someone else where there can be a kind of, you know, a dynamic of like, ooh, we're both in these waters together, which does have an inevitable Tower moment. So it can be like, yeah, I know this isn't going to last forever. You know, it's going to come to an end. And it's totally okay. And for Scorpios, you know, we're always looking for that emotional depth, you know, and to help with the May energy, it's like, don't be in that water alone. You know, go for that emotional depth. The Two of Cups, or the Two of Water, which is the Two of Cups, is very much, you know, soulmate energy of two people coming together in emotional union. But this is some energy of like, oh, you know, I'm going to hold you here in these waters. But it's not emotionally, or it's not like predatory. You know, this is Gemini, Jupiter in reverse. And like, as you can see upright, this is very much like, I'm going to get you, your mind sort of thing. So there's like an emotional possessiveness that comes along with it, but not actual possessiveness that you have to be afraid of. So I think, you know, to help boost your sex drive is to find someone else that gets in that water with you, which as a Scorpio, I know what that feels like. You know, like when someone's like, ooh, they're emotionally invested. Just like I am, you know, like that really brings a whole different aspect of sexual chemistry to the fucking equation. And you guys know what I'm talking about, but like, don't let it get to that point where it's like, oh God, like I'm feeling like I'm going to chase them like that, or they're going to chase me like that. That's what you need to avoid. So, but that sort of emotional depth with another partner can definitely, you know, help the sexual energy. But all right. Let's see, what can Scorpio get in touch with to help bring this energy about? So, dreamtime creation. So, you know, very much in the dreams. I feel like, you know, for those of you who might astrally project during your dreams, or something that you do more in a daydream, that might be the safe space for you, you know, is to do it in the dreams, or maybe, you know, creation in your own creative mind in a daydream where you feel maybe you have a partner, or maybe you're alone where you kind of don't feel that emotional depth. And that might be the only safe space for some of you Scorps, where it doesn't become this obsessive, crazy behavior. Because as a Scorpio, I know we do get that way. We act like Gemini, Jupiter, where we chase after people like this, even if they don't want it. And, you know, we can be crazy. You know, so maybe the safe sort of emotional depth that you find is in the creation of your own mind, of your own daydreams. So that it's good to help your sexual energy by, you know, creating an emotional bond in your own mind. And Eagle communion, dude, this is fucking Scorpio. You know, the Scorpio dies to be born again as the eagle, and that's the eagle eye that transcends the bullshit. You know, that is able to see things for what they are, and be able to, you know, also come in communion with man. This is very much the shamanic death. Like, and as you know, we have Pluto retrograde happening, which is our ruling planet. A lot of transformation is going to be occurring. And this is about, you know, talking the spirit and the physical realm. So there very much is some transformational aspect to Scorpio sexuality that's going on. So just be aware of that. I'm going to ask for one more just because it's you Scorps. Like, tell us more about the communion with the eagle. Tell us more about this transformation. The release, yes. So autumnal equinox, right? Or autumn, yeah, autumnal, whatever. Anyway, so the autumn equinox. So, you know, that's what, yeah, okay, so the release. So it is about the sexual release and that transformation. So I'm not sure how much you know about sex magic, or using your orgasms as intent of using that release in order to, you know, transcend from the physical into the spiritual. But I really recommend that you know, look into sex magic to figure out how you can use your orgasms, your releases, which also ties into that creation, you know, in order to have this sort of spiritual physical connection. And if you are trying to find this sort of emotional depth sort of energy, if you don't have it, but that's what you want, or that someone that is a soulmate that will be in the water with you, that's how you do it, is through the release and the dream space of creation, in order to get that, you know, energy summoned to you. And as a Scorpio, you know it better than anyone of what I'm talking about. So, you know, own your power, manifest that shit with your orgasms. Like, we're Scorpios, you know, we're the rulers of sex. We know how to use that energy. So I don't need to tell you any more about this. So Enjoy, Scorpio. I hope that you got what you needed. Please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more I can send back to you. And I hope to see you again for the next reading. All right, let's see for Saggies. Can help Sagittarius in their sex life for the month of May. The Tower in reverse. So this is all about not taking action towards something because there is an erosion, you know, an emotional erosion of, you know, of two towers that are together. So this is about not taking action towards something. Very interesting. What can you tell me more about this? Yeah, the Chariot. The Chariot with the Six of Earth in reverse and Temperance in reverse. So it's about not taking action because things are literally not meant to go forward with the Chariot, you know, with the Cancer card. It's like, it's not time to take action because it's time to like kind of take notice of the film that's happening. You know, like, and it's also like things don't need to come crashing down or completely change because you can just switch what the movie is what I'm hearing. But there's very much of like some energy of you not getting emotional satisfaction from the physical realm. You know, the Six of Earth, which is Taurus moon, is all about getting emotional satisfaction from the physical realm, you know, like good food, wine, lingerie, you know, music and things like that. But because it's in reverse, it's like the physical senses are actually not going to be bringing you that sort of sexual satisfaction that you seek, which is interesting because, you know, during Taurus season, Beltane May, you know, like it very much is about the physical world. But for you, you're like, no, the physical world is not doing that for me. Because like, it's like things aren't moving forward, but you're still watching the same film is what I'm getting. So it's like you might be repeating a cycle where things are moving forward, but it's already something that you've seen before. And you aren't really ready for that sexual tower moment where everything changes. Because we have the Temperance in reverse, which is you, Sagittarius in reverse, where things aren't necessarily moving forward, not swinging. So you, like, I'm not sure if you've had swinging relationships or something like that, but that is not going to be occurring for the month of May, or suggested not, I guess. But, you know, upright, this is like, it's a certain level of contentment where, you know, you're swinging back and forth on a swing, like, you know, it's still movement, but you're not going anywhere. Very much like this, like watching the same film over and over again. Instead of letting some sort of tower moment. But with Temperance in reverse, it's very much, you know, not finding that solace with just moving back and forth. So that interesting sexual energy, Saggy. So, you know, I would say to I'm feeling like watch something new. I don't know if you've been stuck in some sort of like repetitive porn cycle, perhaps. And maybe that's why you're not really getting as aroused by the physical senses, is because you're so in the same loop of maybe some porno that you really like that you've been watching over and over again. And you just like don't want to take action to find a new one or something. I know this is really weird energy, but I'm just picking up on it. So just like, you know, be open to new opportunities. Don't be watching the same thing over and over again, okay? Or even like in your sexual life with other people, do not let this, like if you can write down right now on a piece of paper in less than 5 sentences exactly how your sex life is going to go, then you need some changes, okay? So just be aware of that. Let's see. What can help Sagittarius on this journey? Dreamtime creation. Yes, exactly. Be creative. There is some aspect of being stagnant, of not being satisfied with the physical world, and things aren't really going anywhere because it's just like the same thing over and over and over again. Get creative with it, you know, get into your dream space, get into your head space, and figure out what sort of fantasies that can help you with your sexual energy during this time. You know, get in touch. What physical senses can you be stimulating, you know, for this? Get creative. All right, Saggies, I hope that you got what you needed. Please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more I can send back to you. Mwah. Okay, my courageous Capricorns. Let's see what can help your sex life during the month of May. For my Cappies, we have the Lovers and Strength. Wow, so definitely getting it on for sure. And it's very much, you know, it can be with a partnership because we do have Gemini and Libra, which is all, you know, air-based, so communication-based. I don't know if you've been like sexting or things like that, but very much, you know, air-based. But with the Geminis, we have the Lovers, which can mean, you know, soulmate, twin flame that you are sharing some sexual energy with. This can also be using sexual energy in order to manifest some sort of creative project. As you see, you know, he's painting the love, and that becomes, you know, something on its own. So I'm not sure if you practice any sort of sex magic that helps you manifest creative or physical things in your life and, you know, utilizing your sexual energy that way. But that is very much there, especially if you do not have a partner. But with Strength, with Libra, it very much is about balancing someone else's sexual energy, which does not necessarily have to be in, you know, aspects of intercourse, but there is some energy of the divine feminine worshiping the divine masculine. So, you know, that is an energy that needs to be brought into, you know, that can help your sexual energy. And, you know, whether you identify, you know, no matter what gender or agender that you identify, the divine feminine energy, you know, needs to worship the divine masculine. And as a Capricorn, no matter what, you inherently channel divine masculine energy, even though it is a feminine sign. But you are, you know, denoted by Father Time, which is a very, you know, like not daddy, father. So there is some aspect of some worship that needs to be done in that regard, and some sort of balance, you know, that Libran energy in order to find that strength. Another thing is like maybe some people aren't like getting it up. I'll be real, you know, so focusing on how to get that, you know, penile energy up so that it can be worshipped by the divine feminine is very important. So working on the physical strength. What can help Capricorn on this journey? Dreamtime creation. Yeah, wow. Like 3 or 4 other signs have gotten this. So very much getting in your headspace, getting creative, you know, going into your dreams, your sexual dreams of what you want. And, you know, some of this is very much like, let me paint you type shit. You know what I mean? Of like, maybe that could be a fun thing and creative thing for you to do. And, you know, we have creation. So again, it's that sex magic of not even in sexual energy, but using your sexual energy to create something. And if you haven't done any sort of sex magic, this might be a time to experiment with that. So, you know, getting that creative energy, but also if you have some sort of dream or creative energy that you want to manifest with maybe cock worship or things like that, you know, just know that that can really help you during this time. Okay, Capricorn, I hope that you got what you need. Please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more I can send back to you. I hope to see you again for the next reading. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, my amazing Aquas. Let's see what can help your sexual energy for the month of May. The 4 of Water in reverse. So this is Cancer Moon in reverse. As a Cancer Moon, I can say a lot about this. Don't get emotionally invested in the month of May. Do not do it. You know, all these fucking water signs, everybody is just out when spring comes. You know, when Taurus season hits, Beltane, you know, Mayday. It's just like literally Mayday is Mayday, Mayday. It's like everyone's out to try to, you know, get theirs. They're all Twitter-pated like in Bambi, you know, Thumper with the, like, it's formulaic and you know it. I'm tapping into your energy. You know exactly how it goes. And so just be aware that that sort of energy is around and don't get too emotionally invested when it comes to sexual situations. This can also be some energy of like, of no longer being interested in maybe someone like scaring you or creeping up on you, I guess, in the sexual world. Let's see, what else? The Eight of Water. Okay, so yeah, very much is that of like, ooh, I'm alone, or ooh, I'm not alone. So that sort of energy seems to be something that you are going to be tapping into during this cycle of maybe like being watched. Like here she is, she thinks she's alone with her skirt up, and she finds out by that arrow that she's not alone. And, you know, this very much, the Four of Water is like, yeah, I know I'm not alone here in the forest, but it's in reverse. So very much of like being like, oh, what a surprise. Like, oh, I'm being spied on, or, oh, I'm being, you know, like chased after, or whatever it may be, can really, you know, help boost some, you know, playful energy for you during the month of May. Let's see. What can help Aquarius? What can help Aquarius with this to get to that headspace? What can help Aquarius? Fog, veiled. So yeah, so you know, it's like, oh, who's there sort of thing with the veiled. I feel like, you know, why can't I think of it? I keep wanting to say eye cuffs. Blindfolds. That's so weird. Blindfolds. Yeah, like, you know, obstructing someone's vision, I think, is something that can really help with this. That can, you know, add to the spice of like, ooh, where am I now? Ooh, where am I now? You know what I mean? Like, keep things veiled. Very fun, Aquarius. You've had the best one so far, I would say. Like, you know, at least the most, like, actually sexual, because everyone else is kind of dealing with some other stuff. But anyway, okay, Aquarius, I hope that you got what you needed, and please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more I can send to you, and I hope to see you again for the next spread. Mwah. Okay, my dear Pisces, let's see what can help you with your sexual energy during the month of May. Okay, so this wants to come out stuck, so it's something that's very fixed. So Two of Earth, we have some sort of like physical, you know, commitment, or, you know, two people coming together where you want some sort of commitment where it's stuck. And it's very much that the Divine Feminine is kind of taking charge on the Divine Masculine with this Capricorn Jupiter. And the King of Fire, which is the highest form of Divine Masculine, like hot, hot, hot fire energy. And honestly, I think you're the first one and the only one, because you're the last sign, to get a fire card. Like, no one else is really feeling this fire, but you want some sort of like super passionate physical connection with someone that is stuck. Like, yes, let's bring that Leo, let's bring that fire, let's bring that energy into this physical union. So you do want a committed physical partner and someone to physically play with. Some people are really just into the sexting and the, you know, physical, or the, you know, intellectual communication sort of energy to help their sexual stuff, but you want someone in your physical midst that you can physically touch, and you want it to be hot, hot, hot. And you want it to be stuck. So like an actual relationship is what I'm getting that you want. And also, you know, with the King of Fire is the highest form of Divine Masculine when it comes to, you know, magic as well. Fire has to do with that manifesting and that magic. So there could be some energy of you learning some sex magic. I'm not sure what you know about sex magic, but if you don't know about it, I suggest that you Google it, because it's really amazing when you can use your sexual energy to start manifesting some other things. So yes, let's see what can help Pisces achieve this Their sexual energy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, a couple things. So first we want us, okay, vulnerability. Yeah, so there is this aspect of making yourself vulnerable, I think, to somebody, you know, else who might be like, look at this energy. It's like, oh, you know, like he's very surprised and, you know, is like, it's a vulnerable sort of energy. So I'm not sure if you're interested in some sort of role playing like that, but there very much is this aspect of you needing to be vulnerable if you're going to bring that sort of fiery energy towards you where, you know, it is that hot, hot, hot. And then we have wind activation. So there might be an aspect of, you know, needing to use wind, which is air, which is communication, in order to activate this. So it might be a lot of communication that kind of brings you into this spicy headspace where you need certain words, you know, to trigger some sort of, you know, sexual response to kind of get you there. And vigilance, yeah, keep trying with the stone people. There's an aspect of to keep trying with the vigilance, like keep going for it. And also, you know, stay vigilant yourself. Like the stone people, they hide out and, you know, blend in with the surroundings, I want to say. So there is aspect of, you know, also maybe object sort of things, you know, of blending in with your surroundings. I know Pisces can get a little wild, so for those of you who need that message, then you know exactly, you know, what that is. But there's an aspect of continuing to go for it, especially, you know, through wind and activation, which is very much communication based. So, all right, my dear Pisces, please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more I can give back to you. And I hope that you got what you needed. And I hope to see you again for the next spread. Bye-bye.